Welcome. We are glad that you are joining us today on Wednesday, March 18th for Youth Group. Now, first thing, most important today is that this is all ages are welcome tonight. So if you are young at heart, if you used to be a teenager, if you hope to be a teenager someday, then you can join us. I'm Pastor Phil.
I'm Allie.
And we are here today for Youth Group. We've been praying for you guys, the other leaders, Nicole, Matt, Cagney, Josh, Shelby, John. We've all been praying for you guys. We know it's a crazy time. So we're going to have some fun today. We're going to play a little game in a minute, and it's going to test your knowledge. So we're busting out some of the greatest hits that we've had of different games over the years. But before we do that, I do want to remind you that we had our first 5 with Phil yesterday. Episode 1 is up on YouTube. We reminded you about how to do the daily replay. This opportunity to just slow ourselves down in the midst of these crazy times of our life and to make sure that we are spending good quality time with God. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you're doing the daily replay. Make notes, put it around your house, and keep on looking for new episodes. Larry put a note up today as well, so check out Reverend Larry's message as well for you today, and we're going to go ahead and jump into a game.
Good luck.
All right, so as we get ready for this, actually, my bad, we have announcements. Couple announcements. That's how we roll here. First one, clean your room. Make your parents happy, okay? I bet you have too many clothes on the floor. Maybe you haven't showered in a couple days. You should probably do that as well. Second one, all right, is to make sure you call your grandparents. If you are blessed to have grandparents in your life, give them a call. Tell them you love them. See them over FaceTime or whatever you can use if they're up for that. And spend some time connecting with your grandparents, all right? Today's game is Who Am I? All right, this is where you guess who the baby is now in real life. So we have some baby pictures of our beloved teenagers. If you're some of the younger kids in youth, my apologies, we do not have a picture for everybody. And this was kind of a greatest hit from a few years ago, so we're going to use this. So we'll give you a sample try here, and remember, we are live, so if you are logged in, make sure that you are ready to chat your answers. You can give your answers before anybody else. You just type right below the screen, and you can type your answers in, and those will be there archived for history to show that you were the first one to get the answer correct. So our first one right here, who recognizes that baller? Anybody? Anybody? That's because he literally is a real NBA baller. That is Steph Curry. So now you understand the game. We're going to play it. We're going to keep it moving so we can get through all these awesome flashback pictures. Okay. Who am I? Allie, you have any idea who this is?
I have
Don't answer if you do.
No idea.
No idea. She is so cute. I hope I get it right when it's a boy or a girl. Sometimes baby photos, you don't know, right? Look at those eyes. I'll give you a couple seconds here to type in your answer. If you think you do know, who is that? Type it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is Avery. Oh, can't you tell now? It's so obvious, Allie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so obvious once you see that. These are going to be some tough ones, though, when we get the real young babies. All right, I'll give you 10 seconds to type your answer in here. Man, so young, so precious. It's always nice when they take good naps, right, Allie? It is Liam! Who got that one? Anybody? I bet you Liam got it. I hope he did, at least. Next up, in high resolution, not quite, is a nice little guy there fishing with his dad. So if you know who his dad is, I think that's his dad. And what a fish. That's a big one. Who do you think that is? 3, 2, 1. That is Jackson. All right, we knew that. Nice fresh buzz cut there. Oh, this one. This is the daily double, actually, okay? This is your special opportunity to guess who these two people are. Not related, but people in our church. And I love this photo, so I keep it up and I keep it rolling here. It is, give you a second. Allie, you got one of these down, right? You think you got both? All right.
Maybe.
Go ahead and give us a guess while they're typing.
I know one of them's a muffler.
All right, one of them's a muffler. We're trying to keep just first names here, Allie. All right,
sorry.
here we go. All right. It is Landon and AJ. AJ, my son, all right, the greatest hits here. They were born on the same day, 2 years apart, all right? December 1st. And, of course, since it's my kid, they get twice the pictures. Look how cute he is. We're getting ready to walk. There's our dog, still going strong all these years later. So there he is. He's rocking the Cubs hat, all right? You get bonus points if you have Cubs apparel and you're wearing it today, just type that. I get a bonus point, Phil. Just type that now if you're rocking the Cubs shirt. I rocked mine in my video yesterday. I thought about doing it again today, but I didn't want to make people get too edgy about their favorite teams. All right? Next up. All right, do not type in Elmo, okay? We know that is Elmo. But who is that little precious, sweet girl in pink? So excited to see Elmo. Make sure you're typing that answer in. It is Anna, obviously. Anna, we can all see the resemblance now, right? Now this is what you call a softball pitch. I'm giving you one so easy you will not miss it, okay? Who is that guy? A little in deep thought, Allie?
Yep, he still makes that face.
All right, he still makes that face. All right, let's see if you have typed it in 3, 2, 1. Boom, Isaac. And I'm going to be typing these answers in, so I might beat you, all of you guys. And I'll see you guys when we are chatting during this. All right, Isaac, next up. Woo! That one looks tough. That one looks real tough. I'm gonna have to phone a friend on this one. I am not sure the answer for this one. Allie, can you help me out? Come on in. Can you tell me who this baby is?
Well, you can see the resemblance probably 25 years later, but that is me. That is me. We're going to keep going. I'm going to finish up the game for Phil. Our next one. Okay, the little red, little bear, little Cabbage Patch cheeks, curly hair.
He is so cute.
So cute. Who do we think that is? 3, 2, 1. Jack. It's
Jack.
I love Jack. Especially those Cabbage Patch cheeks. All right, our next one. I love the little red overalls. Looks like he's a little happy baby. You know it's a boy. Anybody? All right, let's see who it is. It's Aiden. You saw Avery's at the beginning. Do we see any family resemblance there?
Yes, we do. Look at those eyes, man.
All right, next one. All right, this is a newer member of our community. He's still kind of tiny, but look real close. Your clue is right here in the colors. Right here in the colors.
Is that a maize and blue colors? Yellow and blue? Is that what we're going for here?
Yeah, I think so.
That's your clue.
Yellow and blue. All right. Let's see if we can get it. If you guess Theo, it is right. He's one of our newer members, and he's hanging out.
Everybody say hi to Theo.
Hi,
hey,
Theo.
What's up, bud?
All right. Next one should be easy giveaway, too. But which one is it? You have a 50% chance on this one. Here we go. Who do we think it is? Look real close at the eyes. Kind of curly hair.
Is it Crystal?
Oh, maybe.
Is it Mama Baker?
Let's check.
Oh, it's Emma.
It was Emma. It was Emma. All right, we got another tough one for you for those little babies. All right, little baby. We saw a little baby picture earlier. They may or may not be related. You never know.
This is the only time I've seen this person not moving in real life.
I agree. So who's someone you know that always is moving? Maybe tipping chairs over.
Throwing suckers. Morgan!
Or we call him Mowgli sometimes. All right.
Somewhere Mowgli is barefoot right now.
Yes.
Mowgli, comment if you're barefoot and you're logged in right now.
All right. Another one, kind of maybe easy giveaway. You have another 50% chance at this one. Look real close at those eyes. Ooh, looks like he might need a tissue a little bit there. He's got a little bit of stuff in his nose. Sporting Pacers gear. He's ready for basketball season. Darren! All right, I think we've done all 4 of those. Maybe. Oh, no.
No, wait. Yep.
All right, next one.
Now that is a beautiful baby.
That is a pretty cute baby. Look,
Mommy's
little cupcake.
My guess is about, if I remember, about 2 or 3 month old right there.
There's your clue. All right, if you guessed Kinley, you're right. And
Hey,
there's the next
princess.
one. Say, Dad, you need to update my other picture.
Yeah,
It's not what I look
that's
like.
an Easter one. I love that one. I didn't want to make it too easy for them.
All right. Now, this one is a friend who's graduated. She's not in youth group anymore. But she's so
Should we give any
cute.
clues? On Wednesdays, she always used like all of our ketchup. All right, so if you came on Wednesdays, man, she needed all the ketchup that we kept in the fridge. Yep. Ketchup lover.
Yep. By the way, he doesn't refill it anymore.
That's right, no ketchup.
It's Caitlin, if you guys remember Caitlin and all her ketchup. Caitlin ketchup. There you go. All right, here we go. Another last giveaway. Look real close at that face. She's still laughing today, which I'm sure she's doing in this picture.
So young, so happy.
All right, 3, 2, 1. If you guessed Sarah, you are right. All right. And I think this might be close to our last one, right? Okay. Oh, we're close to it. Little baby here. Nice little red, white, and blue outfit. Can't resist a baby in that.
God bless America.
Woo! And I will give a clue that she is a royal just like me. So, who might that be?
You can see
Savannah.
Savannah.
1 of 3. You can see the eyes. You can see.
Oh,
the
yeah.
eyes. All right, next one we have siblings. Oh, look how cute they are. This is about the only time I have seen them.
Oh, cute.
That's the only time I've seen them be nice to each other. All right, we're 2 boys. Here we go. If you guessed Elliot and Neil, you were right.
And drop a comment if you think Neil should go back to that hairstyle. All right, the bald, clean cut.
Or if they should reenact this picture. Shoot a comment.
Senior photos.
Senior
Hell yeah.
photos. All right, last one. Last one. Little dinosaur, chubby little cheeks. Looks like his feet are inside, but who could that be? He's really fast now. He uses his feet even though he's not using them there.
Stare into his cute little eyes.
And then here's one that'll get you.
Oh!
It's Jacob, still in his Colts gear. All right. Thanks for playing. Hope you did a good job. Turn it back to Phil.
All right, thank you, Allie. We're going to jump right into our lesson time. We're going to ask this question here. Have I ever... Oh, my bad. Remember, when you see yellow, if you're not familiar with our youth group and you're watching right now, we participate. And so the yellow part is what you say with me. So right now on 3. 1, 2, 3. Have I ever said something that I wished I could take back? And the obvious answer is we have all said things that we wish we could take back. Whether it's when we stub our toe, maybe it's something we sent out on a text or a Snapchat real quick without thinking about it. Maybe it was in the heat of a moment and when you're arguing with someone, we've all said something that we wish we could just simply take back. So as we think about that, we're going to go into talk about the power of our words today, because right now we are only being able to connect really by using our words. We can't talk to each other face to face. We use this kind of stuff, and you guys have been hanging out online and texting and hanging and Snapchatting with your friends and all that kind of stuff, and anything else new. Probably a lot of TikTok for those girls, for the younger girls especially. You guys have been doing a lot of TikToks, I'm sure. But for us, when we think about the power of our words and how we can make sure that we are using words that honor God, that present ourselves, and that help us not, so to speak, put our own foot in our mouth and make mistakes that we regret and that we look back on. So we have just a couple simple verses today from James, the brother of Jesus. On Wednesday nights, we've been studying through James. So this is a little sneak peek of where we're going to be continuing in James whenever we get to continuing with James. We've gotten about 2 chapters through, and this verse that we're going to look at today comes from chapter 3. And James is talking about the power of the tongue. And he says, just think how large a forest can be set on fire by a tiny
Tiny
flame,
flame.
right? What's the bear's name, Allie? Can you help me? The bear on the billboards?
Smokey.
Smokey the
The
bear,
bear.
right? Only you can only you can prevent forest fires,
Please
all
don't
right?
present forest
Do not
fires.
present forest fires unless you have your bucket of water with you and some sand to make sure it's all out. But a tiny flame can start a giant forest on fire. And James says, you know what? And the tongue is like a fire. The tongue can cause a great big mess, a great big fire to burn up a forest. James uses some other analogies as well, but this is the one we're going to focus on today, the fact that a tiny flame can start just from the words that we say, and they can make a huge impact on people around us. Okay, so a few years ago on the 2016 mission trip, you were there, right, Allie?
Yeah, I was.
Yes, we were. And what city did we go to? Oh, man.
Nashville.
Nashville, correct. Bonus points for Allie. I should have let you guys chime in on that one, but I didn't. We visited the Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky, I believe, on our way back up. We did some cave spelunking as well a little bit later. But in 2014, this crazy thing happened at the Corvette Museum. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but there was a hole underneath the Corvette Museum that was slowly getting larger and larger. They call it a sinkhole. There was so much limestone under there, and there was some water runoff and some different reasons for the water to go through it. And over time, the water slowly washed away the limestone at the Corvette Museum until there was basically nothing under the floors. And this, of course, creates a problem. Everything obviously seemed fine above ground. Everything seemed so simple. Everything looked so good. But underneath, things were going to get stirred up and cause a lot of problems in the future. So trouble was brewing. And before we move on for that, I want you to type in, what is your dream car? Allie and I are going to think about it right now. Obviously, there's some obvious answers. What is your dream car when you're 16 or 26, or when you retire someday, or maybe you are retired right now if you're watching this. If you're still watching this and you're retired, you're my new favorite person, okay? Because you're hanging out with the kids and you're feeling young today, right? And hi, AJ, Kinley, Theo, all right? I hope you're still here with me today. Fist bump. Oh, where's the camera? There we go. Boom, fist bump. All right, what is your dream car? Mine, obviously, is a Honda Odyssey, because the minivans are luxurious. They got the sliding doors, plenty of space in the back. Allie is like this right now. But what else could a man ask for than a luxurious Honda Odyssey? Allie, what about you? Go ahead and shout yours out. If you have a dream car,
Yeah.
yes, go ahead.
I always wanted a Camaro.
A Camaro, all right? Classic American sports car. What about color? Is there a certain color that you would like?
Not really.
All right, not really. My son, AJ, Challenger and Charger kind of guy. We pick those out every time we're around the city. There's like 20 different colors of Challengers. Some have the racing stripes, Allie. They're everywhere. Those are awesome cars as well. But as you type in your answer to what your dream car is, we're going to take you to what happened at that Corvette Museum. One day, all that whole of that space where the water had rushed away, all the limestone, in the middle of the night, while no one was there, only the security cameras caught it live, the whole floor gave way, and all these Corvettes, they look like Hot Wheels on here. They just fell. Some got crushed. Some were just kind of okay. They were able to bring them up and take pretty good care and restore those. But in the middle of the night, this huge, I think it was 20 by 40 feet wide or something like that, a sinkhole happened right underneath the Corvette Museum. And so we had these beautiful cars like this one, all right? Maybe this is your dream car, or maybe there's like maybe an Indy 500 car back here. It's got the racing stuff on it. Or maybe it's this blue one, or they had a lot of different ones. This is the 2001 Corvette here. And when we visited, they had filled the sinkhole in, so they just left like one little one so you could stare straight down and kind of get a feel for how deep it was. But they had restored everything within the 2-year window from when it happened to when we visited. And so this is what this car looked like after the sinkhole. Boom! All right, we have a single tire, maybe one back there. I don't know where the rest of the tires are. It got completely destroyed. Now, this is a Corvette I think I could afford, and so it does look pretty nice, but it is no Honda Odyssey, neither are regular Corvettes. Sorry to my brother, Dan, who loves fast cars and doesn't think minivans are awesome, but all the parents out there rocking a minivan, you know what I'm talking about. basically you have reached the pinnacle of parenting once you have acquired a minivan. So just know that day is coming someday, teenagers. Not soon, but it is coming. Okay? So we visited. There was no fixing this Corvette, and the damage had been done. And so sometimes when we think about the power of our words, sometimes we don't recognize the damage that is done by our words, and also what is going on inside of us that other people can't see. And so our question for you today to think about in yellow, say it with me, is there a sinkhole in my heart? Is there a sinkhole in my heart? Maybe the sinkhole is there from a tragic situation that has left you bitter. Maybe your sinkhole is a time where you've just been frustrated. Maybe it's actually something good that's happened in your life, and your success has caused you to have too much pride and not enough humility and not enough empathy or sympathy for caring for other people. Whatever your sinkhole might be, it may be a result of just slowly drifting away from God and just slowly trickling away from God. Just like that water that washed away that limestone, just a little bit over time made a huge difference until all you had is this giant hole inside of you and you weren't filled. And so we're thinking up for ourselves today, is there a sinkhole in my heart? And what we have to recognize is that the words that we use, the outward words that we use that people hear, reflect the condition. Everybody say, condition of your heart. The words that you use reflect the condition of your heart. All right? When you have words that are always sarcastic, mean, depressed, sad, it probably means that there's something going on in your life, something going on in your heart. There is a sinkhole going on that causes that. And if you're the type of person who's never wrong, always bragging, always recognizing that people around you are not as awesome as you are, then the sinkhole in your heart, the condition of your heart is probably pride and arrogance and a lack of caring for other people around you. The words that you use reflect the condition of your heart. So if you've been a person and other people have said, man, that person's been angry lately, that person's been bitter lately, that person's been depressed lately, then you have to think about what is the condition of your heart. So we are going to make some real simple connections here for you, some damaging words that might reflect the condition of your heart. Sometimes they are obvious ones like lying. Sometimes it's gossiping. That can really hit hard, especially once you get to middle school and in high school. It's the idea of talking about other people when they're not in the room, making up stories. That's how rumors spread, these damaging words. Profanity, the choice of using words that are vulgar and explicit and not God-honoring. Slandering, when you're talking negatively about something, that's, again, comes through our man James that we're studying through. And it says damaging words in Proverbs can ruin relationships. And we know that. We've seen it happen. You've seen it happen yourself. Some poorly chosen words by yourself or by your friends have negatively impacted and possibly ruined your relationships. And lastly, one that none of us want, right? Damaging words, when we say stupid things, when the sinkhole in our heart is causing us just to say things that we wish weren't really being said, it makes us worse than a fool. Proverbs 29:20 talks about that. You can look up these verses later. And so, I'm going to let you guys think about it. You can type it if you're bold enough and you're comfortable enough. I know we can't really break into small groups right now. Maybe we'll try some different avenues of connecting with you guys over the next couple weeks. But if you're comfortable enough, maybe it's something on this list. Maybe it's something not on this list, like a sarcasm or just anger, or maybe there's just a lack of optimism in your words. Maybe you're always kind of just expecting the worst, and that shows something about the condition of your heart because you are lacking, in essence, of hope in God and hope that God is working in you and you don't see the opportunities that God gives you on a day-to-day basis. But if you're comfortable with it, type in what your struggle is right now. Maybe you can just type in the words, sometimes I just say mean things, or I don't think before it, or maybe, man, I get caught up in this gossiping and slandering at the lunch table or on the group text when it's that other person who's not in the group text. Maybe those things are some things that you know and you understand about that. So go ahead and type it if you're comfortable. If not, just think about it for yourself in your head there. And so we're going to move on to just a couple quick things as we get close to wrapping this up. A couple things that if we want to reflect our words and use our words for good and to honor God, these are some things that are important for us. And so the first one is to make sure that we recognize the value coming from our man James, all right? 2, you got the yellow words with me. Be slow to speak, all right? Slow to speak. Some of us rush through and we always say things but without really processing them. And so to make sure that, remember this, my dear friends. Friends, James is writing this to the church, his Christian buddies scattered throughout the area. He says, everyone must be quick to listen. All right, how good are we at that? And slow to speak and slow to become angry. Think about how often you are slow to speak. Or are you always trying to interrupt, always trying to get your words out there more than anybody else's? Second part is that as we think about this, we want to make sure that we are encouraging one another, right? That is so important for us. Paul writes in Ephesians that do not use harmful words, but only helpful words. The kind that build up and provide what is needed, so that what you say will do good to those who hear you. All right? So remember that our words should encourage. It should build up one another. They should be inspiring. They should be motivating. They should be comforting to the people around us. And really the most important one, because we can continue to tell you how your words should be. But ultimately, as Christians, and if you are a Christian or you want to desire to be a Christian, then really our ultimate goal is to look like Christ. And so that means we are to imitate Christ, to look like Christ, to be little Christ is really what it means to be a Christian. And so when you think about that, Paul writes again in Ephesians that since you are God's dear children, God kind of sees us as like those little baby pictures we just looked through, those awesome baby pictures. Since you are God's dear children, you must try to be like Him. Our goal is to seek to be like Christ. To let Christ rule in our hearts, Paul also says. In other words, that over time as we give more and more of our life over to Jesus, we'll start to think like He does. We'll start to think about what we can do to honor Him, and it'll start becoming more natural as the Spirit leads us in our walk with Christ. And so Paul continues and he says, your life must be controlled by love. Man, if you had like a controller and there's lots of buttons and hate and anger and sarcasm and quick statements and pride and jealousy and everything, man, if there was just one button, like the love button, if you could just make sure that you were using your controller for your life and imitating Christ to make sure that you are controlled by love. All right, I think the next Super Mario Kart, should have like a love button where you can just be like, high five the person as you're passing them. It gives you like a boost or something like that. So Nintendo, if you're watching, I expect that on Nintendo Switch 2.0 or whatever comes in a couple years for that. And if it happens, then you can come back to this video and give me props for that. All right? Imitate Christ. That is the ultimate goal. If you only get one thing out of today, it's got to be this screen right here. As Christians, we are called to imitate Christ and to honor Him and to try to be like Him and to let love control us. And when love is controlling us, man, we don't have those damaging words. We don't have those mistakes. We don't have that foot in our mouth that we wish we could get out. All right? And so our last one here for helping you think about it is to provoke. All right? To provoke. That's a powerful word. I like that. To provoke one another. In other words, to stir up, right here it says. See, I should pay attention to my own verse here. Provoke one another to love and good works. All right? Hebrews, the writer of Hebrews says, let us consider how to stir up, how to provoke, how to encourage one another to love and good works. Hebrews 10:24. How can we make sure that our words that we use aren't sinkhole words, aren't damaging words, but instead they build one another up? Everybody likes to have a friend who always tells them compliments and encourages them. Like, hey man, I know it's Monday and you had a rough weekend, but I'm here for you, right? People love those kind of friends. Your favorite friends are probably the people who are really, really, really good at stirring up one another, giving you high fives, making you laugh, encouraging you, saying, man, you know what? Maybe you didn't get as much playing time. Maybe that grade wasn't as good as you thought you deserved. Maybe you didn't get the star role in the play, but you know what? I think you're doing great, and I believe in you, You just keep working hard on it, and they are always there to encourage you. And Allie, who does not love having a friend who provokes you to love and good works and kind words?
No idea.
No idea. That person would be crazy. Don't be that person. And if you are that person, we will find you and we will help you we'll help you to appreciate and recognize the power of having a friend like that, because those friends are important. So as we get close to wrapping up, those are the 4 main points. So if you need to screenshot something, now is the perfect opportunity. Now is the perfect opportunity to recognize, to be slow to speak, encourage one another, imitate Christ, and to provoke one another to love and good works. Those are awesome, awesome words. When we think about the power, as James says, that our tongue is like a tiny flame that can really put an entire forest up in blaze, can burn the whole forest down. And we don't want to have a tongue and our words cause damage, but we want our words to point people to Christ. We want our words to reflect that Christ has filled whatever sinkhole is in our hearts. And so for us today, we're going to say this together out loud, whether you're by yourself watching this, whether you're watching with your siblings or your parents or your grandparents or whoever else might be at your house right now. Let's just say this together. I want Jesus to fill the sinkhole in my heart. So whatever you are struggling with, whatever's causing you anger, tension, sadness, fear, depression, whatever it might be, we want to say this prayer to God and to ask Jesus to fill the sinkhole in my heart, to continue to work in our lives. And so we're going to have a prayer that we're going to say together as we get real close to wrapping up, and then I have 1 or 2 announcements for you. Our prayer for today comes from Psalm 19:14 to help us think about our words and how we use them, and to recognize that everything we can do can be to honoring God. So let's say these words together, all right? May these words of my mouth and this meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, Lord, my rock and my redeemer. In other words, what's going on inside where people can't see me? They only see the words that come out of me. What are the words that are stirring up inside of me? And is the meditation of my heart looking to please God and recognizing that He is our rock and that He is our Redeemer? That is our prayer. You can take another screenshot if you need another screenshot and to save this, and you can think about it through your day. And so that prayer wraps us up, and I want to just thank you for your time here, man. We are almost 33 minutes in and finishing up, so perfect. That was right where we wanted to be for that. And in this comments, we're going to make sure we have a link for it, and if you guys have done Bible app reading plans with us before, we will send you the invites, and we will make sure to do that. But if you are new, you have not done any Bible app devotionals with us, we're going to have one, because tomorrow in my 5 with Phil, we're going to talk about fear, because fear seems to be a really popular discussion point right now with where we are in our country. And so we're going to do a devotional called Fear is a Lie. And it's a 14-day devotional that we are going to work through. So we want to do this on the Bible app together, all right? So there's information right below this screen on how to do that. It's the Bible app, so when you download it, if you haven't before, it should have an image just like that, but the link should help you with that. And what's so beautiful about doing this reading plan together is that every day that we do it, there's a section there where you can comment. And so I can put in, and it'll show my name there, and it'll say, you know, this is what I got out of today. This is what encouraged me. This is what convicted me. This is what I want to work on. This is how God spoke to me in this moment. And so we want you to participate in this. We know we aren't gathering physically together, but we can still gather together spiritually wherever we are. Do this together over the next 14 days. You also make sure as you're setting it up, set it up to make sure that you set your reminder. So a good time for you, so probably not 8 a.m. I doubt most of you are waking up at 8 a.m. except Mowgli and Jacob. You guys are probably still running on the track, and Lucas and all you crazy runners. But set it for a good time, maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe earlier in the day. Usually I think it helps you remember it throughout your day, but if nighttime works best for you, just to make sure you get it there, and do not swipe that notification away until you do it, okay? So when mine comes on, Allie, I leave it there, all right? And if it comes on at noon and I have a couple busy hours of things going on, I leave that notification on my phone, and I recognize the power and the length of time that we spend with God makes an impact in us over time. So if we want to be Christ imitators, if we want to imitate Christ in our lives, then we have to use our Bible app devotional as a tool for us to connect socially. I love the hardback, the real print edition Bibles, but this we can take with us. We can do together. We can share our comments daily. So there's going to be information for that. And lastly, of course, if you have not subscribed to the Trinity Park YouTube channel for the other 5 with Phil's, for Larry's messages, for 10 a.m. Sunday online worship for the next few weeks. I'm preaching this Sunday. Just found out. It's going to be awesome. I do remember what I'm talking about. I can do it right now if I needed to. All right, but subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll get notifications. We'll talk about how we want to do youth group. Again, we might come to a house near you for a 5 with Phil or youth group maybe. We'll have to keep like this. We'll bring a 6-foot ruler so you know that we're not too close to each other. They make yardsticks, meter sticks. I don't know if there's a 6-foot stick. Yeah. We'll have to make one, put one together. We'll use some duct tape and maybe put Neil's spatula together at the end of it. We'll make it out of stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. YouTube, subscribe. We are so thankful that you are here. Allie's going to turn it off in just a couple seconds. Say goodbye, write a prayer, say hello to anybody else that you want in the chats, and we will see you soon. We are praying for you. We love you. We are thankful for you, and God is going to continue to speak to you. Spend time in God's Word, and we will see you soon. God bless.